Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram Ram
Ram Ram,
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna.
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Vanchakalpa
Ram
Tarupesha
Ram
Kripa
Ram
Sindhu
Hare Hare
Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah. Ananda Koti Vaishnavind ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sorry for stopping the wonderful chanting. Today we will also have a class starting soon. And before that, I would like to read a quote. By Bhakti Dhira Damodar Swami Maharaj. Success is how many of us are becoming pure devotees. That is success. Anything outside this is a failure. One is considered successful if our ticket to Godhead is purchased or is in the process of being purchased. To increase the material duration is not life. It is not success. It's a little bit, it's a long quote. I can repeat again. Success is how many of us are becoming pure devotees. That is success. Anything outside this is a failure. One is considered successful if our ticket to Godhead is purchased or is in the process of being purchased. To increase the material duration is not life. It is not success. So, wishing everybody a very happy Radha Ashtami today. And may I know who will join today?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. This is Sundar Balai from Maryland. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Happy Radha Ashtami. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Madarat Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you for joining and chanting so wonderfully.
Hare Krishna Mataji, and Hare Krishna to all the devotees on this call. This is Geeta from Maryland. Hare Krishna and very happy Radha Ashtami.
Hare Krishna, Geeta Mataji, Madarat Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining and also chanting so wonderfully. And happy Radha Ashtami.
Hare Krishna, Rupini Padma Mataji and all the Assembled devotees and with Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shamarasika Devidasi from New Vrindavan. And happy Janmashtami, sorry, Radhashtami to everyone.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Madarat Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining from New Vrindavan. And happy Radha Ashtami to you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhamma Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. This is Manidhar Das.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Madarat Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you for joining. And Prabhuji, you have to start the recording. Did you start?
Yes, Mataji, I started.
Okay, you already started. Anybody else would like to announce the name? Okay, so we can start our class today. On Radha Ashtami, we have the topic, and today our speaker is Vanna Malini Manjari Mataji. So, Mataji, are you can please take over? Mataji, can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji, I can hear you.
Hare
My
Krishna.
Dandavat pranams to all the devotees.
Pranam to you, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Wishing you and all the devotees who joined today a very happy Radha Ashtami. And thank you so much for agreeing to give class today. And, so we enlightened with the Katha on Radha ji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Please take over.
Hare Krishna. First of all, my humble obeisances to all the devotees assembled on the call. most of the time I'm very excited and I feel myself like fortunate to speak and render this service. And then it makes me more humble, especially but Radhashtami and Nityanand Trayodasi or some of those festivals. I feel very anxious and stressful to even touch and talk, open my mouth and talk. I'm always afraid that I'm so unqualified, I won't be able to speak sufficiently enough. But then again, a thought goes back like, even otherwise, also, I'm very unqualified and I don't have any specific qualifications or there is no special credit for me. It's all Krishna's mercy, Guru's mercy. They help us and they make us talk. So again, holding tightly to the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani today, I would like to speak for my own purification. And I'm going to just repeat what I have heard, what I have read, and whatever Radharani showers mercy on me today. And a special thank to Samarasika Mataji. She finally pulled me into this service where I have escaped at several forums on the occasion of Radhashtami. In my own Bhakti Vriksha also, I was trying to escape speaking. So, but I think I have a special mercy today. So I'm going to try with Radharani's mercy. Having said that, we'll start with Mangalacharan prayers and then we will try to glorify Srimati Radharani. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapadakammalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunadhanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् महाभावस्वरूपत्वं कृष्णप्रियवरीष्यसि प्रेमभक्तिप्रदे देवी राधिके त्वं नमाम्यहम् O Srimati Radharani, you are the exalted form of Mahabhava. Therefore, you are the most dear to Krishna. O Goddess, you alone are able to bestow pure love for the Supreme Lord. Therefore, I offer my humble obeisances unto you. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. O Srimati Radharani, I offer my respects to you, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold. O goddess, you are the queen of Vrindavana, Vrindavaneshwari. You are the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, Vrishabhanu Sute Devi. Pranamami Haripriye. I offer my humble obeisances to you, who is very dear to Lord Sri Krishna. Samsara sagare ghore beetam mam sharanagatam sarvebhyopi vinurmuktam kuru radhe shureshwari. O Srimati Radharani, O Radhe, I have fallen into the horrible ocean of birth and death, and I am frightened, but I am seeking your shelter. O Queen of the demigods, please free me from all fears. So these are few of the prayers from Radhika Stuti from about Srimati Radharani. And there is one more wonderful prayers devotees might be knowing. If not, this is a wonderful time for all of us to know and memorize Sri Sri Radha Krupa Kataksha Stavaraja Stotram. These prayers are spoken by Lord Shiva to Parvati. And this is an appeal from Urdhvamanya Tantra. It's an appeal to Srimati Radharani to shower her merciful sidelong glance upon us. Munindra Vrindavantite Triloka Shokaharini Prasanna Vakta Pankaje Nikunja Bhuvilasini Vrajendu Banu Nandini Vajendra Suna Sangate Kada Karishyasi Hamam Krupa Kataksha Bhajanam. O goddess worshipped by the king of sages, O goddess who removed the sufferings of the three worlds, O goddess whose face is a blossoming lotus, O goddess who enjoy pastimes in the forest, O daughter of Rishabhanu, O companion of Vraja prince, when will you cast your merciful side glance upon me? So Radharani's sidelong glance itself is very, very powerful and very rare. And Lord Shiva is here asking her to shower that mercy. Who is this Srimati Radharani? Why is she so powerful? Why we are seeking her mercy? Why is her mercy so powerful? We'll try to understand a little bit. Suta Goswami, when he was speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, when he was asked by Saunakadi Rishis to speak Srimad Bhagavatam, in 1.18.22 and 23, even though he feels very happy to speak, immediately he remembers how unqualified he is and how can he speak only to the extent he has realization about Srimad Bhagavatam. So he kindly puts in front of the devotees saying that I can only speak how much I have a realization about this. I will not be able to speak everything because I don't have that qualification. Only Sri Krishna can speak about everything about himself. I can only speak to the extent Lord Krishna's mercy is on me and he makes me realize. So my dear devotees, that is the humble prayer I'm putting towards in front of you. You all consider me that I'm just somebody very unqualified, but trying to glorify Srimati Radharani today. So to understand Srimati Radharani, we have to understand Krishna first. Because Srimati Radharani is somebody who is attracting Sri Krishna. And who is Sri Krishna? Sri Krishna is the supreme Lord of the two worlds, spiritual and material world. Not just one material universe. Innumerable universes which are coming. And then innumerable universes in the spiritual world also. All the Vaikunthas, Golok Vrindavan, Sri Krishna is the supreme Lord of all these two worlds. And he is looking towards Srimati Radharani. And who is she? Who is Srimati Radharani? So we have to know a little bit about Krishna, understand about Krishna, because she is the pleasure potency of the Lord. So we need to know what kind of a pleasure Krishna seeks. Is it the pleasure that we are seeking in this material world, where two opposite sex people come together, a man and a woman, the pleasure they seek? Is it the same pleasure what Sri Krishna is seeking? And that's why Radha and Krishna are engaging in that kind of a pleasure. So if we don't understand the position of Lord Sri Krishna, we won't be able to understand the pleasure that Sri Krishna is seeking here. Very clearly in Bhagavad Gita and many places in Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna says that he has nothing to do with this material world. His janma and karma both are divine and transcendental. He has nothing that he's coming to this world where he has a karma to endure, or he has some unfulfilled desires that needs to be fulfilled. That's why he's coming to this material world and getting them fulfilled. Krishna very clearly says in many shlokas in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam that I have no unfulfilled desires, or I have no unfulfilled pleasures that I have to come to this material world and seek them through the material uh, body or material karmas. I am not forced into my janmas, like how all of us are forced into our janmas. We don't have a choice. We have already done past karmas. Maybe devotees has to mute. We have already done our past karmas, and then we have already have a set of unfulfilled desires. So we have taken a body and we are acting according to the karmas that we have done in the past and the desires that we have to fulfill. We are pulled towards them. But that is not the case of Sri Krishna. His janma and karma both are divine. But then why he is coming down? He is coming down because his pure devotees are calling him to come. So paritranaya sadhunam, because I'm coming for them to protect them, since I have come, I kill these demons, even though I can kill them from wherever I am. Or I can send my servants to kill him, my associates to kill him, my energies to kill. But I personally come and kill for the pleasure of my devotees. Because my devotees are looking towards me and thinking that I will come and protect them. I will come and provide them. So I come personally for them. That is my reciprocation to my devotees. My devotees hold a higher position in my life than anybody. So I come for them, not that I come here to seek any pleasure. So this is the basic fundamental understanding that we have to set our mind when we are approaching the pastimes of Radharani and Krishna. We cannot take them easily. We cannot look at them with our mundane material thing. So I just would like to read Prabhupada's words here. Do not take Radharani as an ordinary woman, like we have our wife or sister or mother. No, she is the pleasure potency. And the birth of Radharani was not from the womb of any human being. She was found by her father in the field while father was plowing. He saw one little nice child is lying there, and he had no children, so he caught it and presented to queen. Oh, here we have got a very nice child. Just see, Radharani's Janma is like that. So this Janma is today, and Radha, the name is sometimes not found in Bhagavata. So the atheistic class of men protest that Radharani's name is not in Srimad Bhagavatam. How is this name came, Radharani? But they don't know how to see it. There is Anyaradityate. There are many gopis, but there is mentioned that by this particular gopi he served more pleasingly. Krishna accepts this gopi's service more gladly. Anyaradatyate, aradhyate. So this arahadhate, this word aradhyate means worshipping. From this word came Radha. So Krishna used to accept the worship of Radharani as special. So from there, Radha's name has come. So we understood that Krishna's pleasure or Krishna's acts, karma and janma are divine. So his pleasure potency is also divine, and his pleasure is not material. So this is the first thing that we have to understand. So the question of who Srimati Radharani, what Radha Krishna is, actually Radha and Krishna or exchange of love. So Srimati Radharani is the only personality who can infuse Sri Krishna with transcendental pleasure. Nobody else can give the transcendental pleasure to Krishna than Srimati Radharani. Again, we already established what is the pleasure that Krishna seeks. It is not material. So we should remove the conception of material pleasure from our minds when we are looking at Radha and Krishna. Not just Radha and Krishna. Any devotee who is in pure devotion and who approaches Krishna with a Madhurya Bhava, with a conjugal love, it is not material. It's transcendental and it's divine. And Srimati Radharani lets them in and serve Krishna with that bhava, with that love, and with that mood. So not just Radharani, any other who is approaching, that means all the gopis, they are also very transcendental. They are also very divine. Their pleasure is not material pleasure. So we should understand that and approach. So Radha and Krishna is just an exchange of a love between the God and the devotee. And she is the chief personification of devotion. Mercy is Srimati Radharani. And this is not ordinary love. Krishna has innumerable potencies and immense potencies. There are many potencies, many energies of the Lord. Primarily, all his energies are divided into three: internal, external, and marginal. Okay. The external energy is what by which this material world is established. His marginal potencies are jivas, who are sometimes interact with more with the external energy and who have capacity to go associate with the internal energy and serve Lord also. So now we talk about the internal potency of the Lord. The internal potency of the Lord has three divisions: Samvit, Haladini, Sandhini. So Samvit is the potency which is like all knowledge, like, and Sandhini is the potency which makes the Lord available all the time. And Haladini is the potency which is the pleasure potency of the Lord. So all the living entities, all the Jivatmas have this pleasure-seeking potency. For all beings are trying to have pleasure. We all are trying to have pleasure. This is the very nature of the living entity. Seeking happiness, seeking pleasure is the nature of the living entity. At present, we are trying to enjoy our pleasure potency by the means of this material body. So we are seeking at it the wrong place. By bodily contact, we are trying to derive pleasure from material sense object. So we should not think again, however, that Krishna is also doing that. Krishna is not doing that. Krishna is not on the material platform. This point we already have discussed. So we have to avoid such errors. We should understand what Radha and Krishna, they display the pastimes, Krishna's internal energy, pleasure potency of Sri Krishna. Internal energy is very most difficult subject matter. And unless one understands Krishna, we cannot understand this one. So we have already mentioned that point also. The object of Krishna's pleasure potency is Srimati Radharani. So Krishna gets immense pleasure when he interacts with Srimati Radharani. So is she somebody external? No. She is Krishna's energy itself. So when we talk about Krishna, we talk about Krishna and all his energies combined. So without the energy, Krishna is not complete. And energies are also not complete without Krishna. So they are together complete. When we talk about Krishna, Krishna comes included with energies. Most of the times, all the energies are within Krishna. But when Krishna wants to enjoy, have ananda, have pleasure, alone we cannot have that. We need another person. We need another one to have that. So eternally, Krishna's pleasure potency is separated from Krishna and gets personification as Radha. So Krishna's pleasure potency separates from Krishna and personifies as Srimati Radharani. Not really like separation means getting deviated from him or leaving him and going. But it doesn't stay with him. It comes out and takes the form of Radharani. So Radharani is incomplete without Krishna and Krishna is incomplete without Radharani. So together, so that's why in Vaishnava philosophy, we offer our obeisances together. It's not that she's separate from Krishna. Radharani is also Krishna. So Radharani is the female aspect of the God. So she is the personification of the absolute energies, and Krishna is absolute truth. So together, Krishna comes. So, and when Krishna wants to enjoy, he expanded himself as Radharani, and he enjoys. When Krishna wants to understand himself, or when Krishna wants to know how great he is, what is that these gopis are all enjoying being with me? What is that Radharani is enjoying so much? Then he combines with Radharani and becomes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so that he can understand him. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is supreme enjoyed in the form, and Krishna is supreme enjoyer. So when Sri Krishna wants to understand what it is being with himself, why these gopis are so attracted to me, what is that in me that is attracting all these people? If he wants to understand that, he becomes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he comes in the mood of Radharani. And when he wants to get pleasure, when he wants to enjoy, when he wants to have ananda, again and again I'm repeating, the word pleasure is not material here. It's transcendental, it's divine. So when he wants to do that, he expands himself as Radharani. So Krishna's energy is Radharani, Shakti and Shaktiman. So she is Shakti and Krishna is possessor of that Shakti. So he possesses her. So without Shakti, Shaktiman is incomplete and Shakti is incomplete without Shaktiman. So they are together. They are the male and female aspect of the God. With one's mercy, we will understand another one, and with others' mercy, with Krishna's mercy, we understand Radharani, and with Radharani's mercy, we understand Krishna. So many people go to Vrindavan, and they say that very few go to Barsana. It's like Krishna's heart is in Barsana. So whoever is very dear to Krishna, they only gets entry into the Barsana. Not everybody. Like there is a thing, right? Like no, your closed people you take into your inner chambers of your house. Otherwise, you talk to them in the hall and send them away. Like any person who is not very close to you, you will not take to them to your bedrooms. They are just only until hall. But your relatives, your close persons, they come anywhere into your house. So to understand Radharani, many people make mistake. They may worship Krishna, but they don't understand Radharani. They will not be able to understand. So once we please Krishna, to understand Radharani becomes easy. If we please Radharani, if we have her mercy, to understand Krishna becomes very, very easy. So Radha and Krishna are one. And when Krishna desires to enjoy pleasure, he manifests as Radharani. The spiritual exchange of love between Radha and Krishna is the actual display of the internal potency of Krishna. It is not the material, mundane, physical love or body love that we have in the world, in the material world. It is completely, when these two people are exchanging their love, Radha and Krishna, it is display of the Haladini potency, internal pleasure potency of the Lord. So then immediately we will have a question. When did he desire to enjoy? And when did Radharani came? This is a immediate our thinking. We start thinking like that. We only speak in this way because in a conditioned life, we think that for everything there is a beginning. When did this start? So we all have a beginning, right? Like we are born on certain date because we are highly bodily conscious. We don't know that we ourselves don't have a beginning and an end as a soul. Only this body has a beginning and an end. And next time we will take another body, then there is a beginning and an end. Similarly, we think that, oh, when did Krishna desire to enjoy the pleasure? And when did he manifested himself as Radharani? What is that? So we don't need to go into that these days. This is eternal. In order to understand that Radha and Krishna are one and they also become divided, the question when automatically comes to mind. When Krishna desired to enjoy his pleasure potency, he manifested himself in the separate form of Radharani. And when he wanted to understand himself through the agents of Radharani, he united with Radharani and became Lord Chaitanya. So we should not dwell on those when. We do the same thing. When did I When did my karma started? When did I revolted against Krishna and spiritual world and fall down? When something has already happened, there is no point in knowing in when. We have to know how to fix it. But this is our attitude all the time. When a problem comes, we immediately think that when did this started? First of all, we should stop dwelling on the problem and we should start working on the solution. We don't do that. We dwell too much on the problem. So who is Radharani? We understood. She is the eternal. She is referred simply as Radha, and she is the eternal concert and divine feminine counterpart of Lord Krishna. So that's why in Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition, we have both Srimati Radharani and Krishna in all the temples. So Radharani was born on today, the Ashtami Thiri, divine appearance. She is Ayonija. So we know that Sita, Radha, Parvati, all Devi Bhagavatam, which is actually a Shakteya Purana, which mentions that Krishna, Srimati Radharani is the fountainhead of all the energies of the Lord. And there are 5 primeval energies of the Lord, which take the form as Saraswati, Parvati, Durga, Srimati Radharani. So Srimati Radharani is the fountainhead, Lakshmi. So Devi Bhagavatam explains that she is the fountainhead of all the energies, and her own expansions are all these. Lakshmi, Durga, Parvati, Sita, all are her expansions. For us, it's very difficult to understand how come different features all these personalities show. How can all these are expansions of Srimati Radharani? We ourselves can easily do that. When we are a daughter, we behave differently. When we are a mother, we behave differently. When we go to a school and we are a teacher, we are a little more strict. Or if we are a police officer, you will be very strict with the criminals. You won't show the same strictness in your house when you are with your children or loved ones. So Srimati Radharani expands herself into different moods, and she's always the female counterpart of the Lord. When Lord is coming as Vishnu, she comes as Lakshmi. So when Lord is coming as Lord Rama, she comes as Sita. So she is the female counterpart and she expands herself like that and comes. And same Srimati Radharani, when Krishna is in Vrindavan, Krishna is in his original form actually, as in the Golok Vrindavan. But Krishna in Mathura and Dwaraka is actually Vasudeva Krishna. Vasudeva Krishna is Krishna expanded himself first as Balarama, and Balarama expanded into the 4 quadrilic verses. Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Sankarshana, and Vasudeva. So that Vasudeva Krishna is in Mathura and Dwaraka. So when he is in Vrindavan, his counterpart is Radharani, and Radharani expands herself as the queens in Dwaraka. Not only as in queens in Dwaraka, she's also Lakshmi's in Vaikuntha, and she also expands herself as queens in the Goloka, in the Dwaraka, in the spiritual world also. She expands herself in all the ways. So Srimati Radharani was born in the early hours. So that's why fasting is only until afternoon today. She's the mother. So she's so merciful. Her fasting is not until the midnight. She's in the morning hours. So whoever the devotees are chanting in this morning are actually welcoming Srimati Radharani's appearance. And they are seeking her mercy. So Srimati Radharani has found on the bank of Yamuna in a golden lotus flower floating, shining brightly as like 1,000 sun. And Vrishabhanu does not have children by then. And Vrishabhanu goes to that river. And then for his morning things, when Vrishabhanu goes to Yamuna river, he sees this beautiful golden, beautiful girl. And he holds her and he looks around if there is anybody around. Who's this baby? Then he hears the voice of Lord Brahma from the sky saying that she is you are Vrishabhanu. He informs Vrishabhanu that in your previous life, you and your wife have done a lot of austerities, and then you have risen to a position where you can have the concept of Lord Vishnu, concept of Lord Sri Krishna as your daughter. So you can take her and raise her as your daughter. So Lord Brahma tells Vrishabhanu that, and he also tells that she is the origin of goddess Lakshmi, and she is the female counterpart of Krishna. So, I mean, not really like that. He tells that Vishnu, and then he takes her with permission from Brahma. Vrishabhanu takes her home, and he's so happy because he doesn't have a daughter, and now he has a beautiful daughter. And then he puts her on a gem-studded cradle. But when they look at her, she's not opening eyes or she's not making any sounds. So both Kirtida and then Vrishabhanu, they worry that will this baby be a blind and dumb baby who is not talking? But then again, Narada Muni and all the sages say that continue with the birth celebrations. Do not worry. You continue with the birth celebrations. Be happy that you have a baby girl now. And then after hearing to them, Vrishabhanu arranges a big celebration, birth celebrations, like how Krishna has a big birth celebrations where they donate cows and all. In the similar fashion, Vrishabhanu also arranges a big in Raval and Gokul, invites everybody, and then he assembles big celebrations. By then, Krishna is an year old. He is already crawling. So some places it says that he's only 15 days older, or like because there is a 15 days Ashtami difference between them. But in some places, scriptures, it says that he's a year old by then. So, and Kirtida and Yashoda are good friends. So Yashoda also feels very happy that Kirtida is having a beautiful girl now. So they all come to see. And Krishna comes along with them. And then Krishna crawls and goes to the cradle of Radhika or Radharani. And he tries to hold that and get up. And then as soon as he gets up, Radharani opens her eyes. And then she sees first Krishna. So she was closing her eyes because the whole purpose of her appearing in this material world is for Krishna, not for anything else. Because she always comes with Krishna. She always plays a role in his eternal pastime. So she comes. So as soon as she opened the eyes, she sees Krishna, and then she makes a sound also. Like she cries and she says. Then suddenly Kirtida and Vrishabhanu and all, they feel so happy. They think that, oh, my daughter is not anymore blind or any deaf. So her glance is so powerful that what I just have read in the beginning, Munindra Vrinda Vandite, Triloka Shoka Harini. Munindra Vrinda Vandite, all the sages are praying to you, Srimati Radharani. Triloka Shoka Harini. You will remove the shoka, the sufferings from the three worlds. Prasanna Vakta Pankaje. Your face is like a blossoming lotus. Nikunjabu Vilasini, who enjoys pastimes in the forest with who? Vrajendra Bhanu Nandini, O daughter of Vrishabhanu, and with whom you enjoy? Vraja's prince, Sri Krishna. Kada karishyasi yamam krupa kataksha bhajanam. When will you cast your merciful sidelong glance upon me? So this is the prayer. So the sidelong glance of Srimati Radharani is very, very, very powerful. She is the personification of mercy. If she looks at us, even from not like completely directly eye to eye contact also, even from the corner of her eye, if she showers her mercy on us, we are set for life. We will be able to go and worship Lord. Our worships will go to Krishna, and she will recommend us and she will teach us how to worship, because she is the one she is the chief. She has mastered the skill of worshipping Krishna and getting the attention of Krishna and attraction of Krishna. Krishna is all attractive. Whoever looks at Krishna gets attractive. Krishna is Madana Mohana. And Srimati Radharani is Madana Mohana Mohini. She attracts Krishna. So she is the one who gives pleasure to Krishna. So if her sidelong glance falls on us, That is enough, that keeps our life set. So that is Radharani. So Radha is full power, and Lord Krishna is the possessor of that full power. So those two are not different in any way. So somebody will be thinking, like, that's why the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that Hare is Srimati Radharani. When we call her, when we call Krishna, we call with his beloved, so that he looks at us. We can grab his attention. So if you have a favorite child, when we talk to you with reference to your favorite child, you will easily pay attention to the person who is talking to you. Similarly, here Srimati Radharani is the most important Gopi, and Srimati Radharani is beloved of Krishna. So we say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So we are referring to Krishna with reference to Radharani. And then why Srimati Radharani is not mentioned directly in Srimad Bhagavatam? She may not have been referred in Srimad Bhagavatam directly, but her reference was given in many scriptures. Her reference with respect to Krishna was given in many, many scriptures. And there are so many references of that. We can find that in many places. If I start going into that, it will become forever. So I'm not going into that part where Srimati Radharani's mention was Srimati Radharani's mention was there in many scriptures, in Vishnu Purana, in Padma Purana, in Narada, Ujjvala Neelamani by Gopala Sarupa Goswami. In many places, Srimati Radharani's reference was given. And in many places in Srimad Bhagavatam, in Nectar of Devotion, in many books, the mercy of Srimati Radharani's, how powerful is her mercy, is also mentioned. And her mercy is readily available to the sincere devotees who wants to serve Krishna, because she is the one who is always, her always thought is only to serve Krishna, to give best to Krishna. So her mercy is easily available for the devotees who are ready to serve Krishna, who are very sincere in serving Krishna. And once she recommends that devotee to Krishna, there is no going back for that devotee. So mercy of Srimati Radharani is very, very important for us. So sometimes we may be slacking in our devotion to Krishna. We may be not having the interest in chanting. So we have to hold feet of Srimati Radharani. Nowadays, it's not. The ISKCON GBC has stopped. But in many temples, during Radhashtami, they show the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Otherwise, you see Krishna's lotus feet all the time, but in all the temple pictures, you won't see the feet of Srimati Radharani. Her feet are very, very merciful. So some places they used to do on Radhashtami, but that is not anymore. They do on the Gopashtami in Kartika month. They do on the Gopashtami. I don't know if that is done now also. So I can't quote very confidently. Before it used to be there, but now it might have changed. Those who is in the deity worship can confirm that. So today, especially, if anywhere we can find the feet of Srimati Radharani, that should be our meditation point when we are chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, seeking, begging for her mercy. So in Radha Krupa Kataksha Stava Stotra, Lord Shiva, every line he says, Kada Karishyasi Hamam Krupa Kataksha Bhajanam. When will you shower that Krupa Kataksha Bhajanam on me? So that should be our mood. Why Srimati Radharani is so special? Why is she? What are some qualities of Srimati Radharani that are what is that making her so special? We already know that she is the pleasure potency of the Lord. Krishna has expanded himself and his pleasure potency has manifested as Srimati Radharani. And she is the female counterpart and she is the female aspect of the God. But few of her qualities, if we can discuss today, that will set us our mood. There are 25 transcendental qualities in Chaitanya Charitamrita we see, but we will only discuss a few. Mahabhava Swarupini. That is the word. So Mahabhava, is something that we see. And even in Radha Stuti, there is one sloka which says, today that which I read, Mahabhava Swarupatvam. You are the Rupa of Mahabhava. What is that Mahabhava? Mahabhava is the exalted position of a pure devotee who is selfless and always want to give pleasure to Krishna. So she's always in that mood. She's not like sometimes in a different mood. She's always in that mood. Mahabhava Swarupatvam. Always she tries to give pleasure to Krishna. Krishna comes first for her. There is no second, only Krishna. She always thinks about Krishna and she always sees how best she can serve Krishna. So if any devotee comes and says that I want to serve Krishna and I want to serve my best, she recommends them and she lets them serve Krishna. So she's Mahabhava Swarupatam. So she's always, Radharani is the embodiment of the highest ecstatic love for Krishna. The love she's having for Krishna is the highest. Nobody else have that. So she is Mahabhava Swarupini. And Sarvakanti Sammohini. Her beauty enchants everyone and especially enchants Krishna. She, Sammohana, Krishna cannot shift his attention from her. He's ready to do anything for her. So that's how much she attracts him. That attraction is not physical attraction. Don't go by that again. It's her love for him is what attracting him. The love that she has for him. So Krishna always thinks like, Krishna used to think like, what is that in me that Radharani cannot stop thinking about me, cannot stop loving me? I really have to find out this. And then he becomes Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He takes an avatara to find out what is in himself, means that's how much she is loving Krishna. And Krishna Karuna Varite. She's filled with compassion for Krishna and his devotees. Because she loves Krishna, she also loves the devotees of Krishna. Krishna Karuna Varite. So there are so many beautiful songs on Radharani. In that we will see this Krishna Karuna Varite. And Gambhira. She's grave, deep in her thoughts and emotions. Guru Vatsala. She shows great respect and affection for elders. And Sudhagda. She's expert in all arts and skills. There is nobody who can do better in anything. Actually, that's why Krishna is very satisfied with our service. And really, whatever the service that we are doing cannot match her. So we have to hold her lotus feet and get her mercy. And then she will teach us, you do like this. Krishna will like this, like that. Do like that, like that. And then we will be able to serve Krishna. She's charming, graceful in all her activities. Lalita. She's very graceful, very charming. You don't find her loud. You don't find the Ugra Rupa of Srimati Radharani. She doesn't do that. She takes another form for that. In this form of Radharani, she's just love, devotion, mercy personified. If you want to see mercy in a form, she is Radharani. If you want to see the love for Krishna in a form, it is Srimati Radharani. If you want to see the devotion for Krishna, it is Srimati Radharani. There is nobody else. Priya Hitaisi. She always acts for the welfare of her beloved Krishna. So all these qualities, Srila Prabhupada, in the purport, Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, I have taken from there only. None of the words that I am speaking today are coming arbitrarily from my mouth. As I said, I keep my mind, body, senses, everything in tight. Usually for all the sessions I speak, you will find reference somewhere in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar of Devotion, any book of Prabhupada. I don't go out of those and speak the Guru Parampara. And whatever I'm speaking today is also I have to prepare. I think I got to know Saturday or Friday that I will be speaking. And then from then, this is what the meditation I was having. This is what the references I was looking around, gathering them all to one place. And how will I present this to the devotees who are great in their devotion and who want to serve Krishna and Radha and Krishna. So I was like your servant. I was like a child who is presenting in front of you my preparation. for Radharani and all. So all these words you find in 4.69 Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, where Prabhupada elaborates about the qualities of Srimati Radharani. And I could not sleep last night because I have to speak on Radharani. I have only I observe my anxieties in my life because I want to control them, I want to manage them, and then I want to engage myself in Krishna's service. And I have few anxieties which I could not win over. The one anxiety that I have is like I conduct programs regularly as a Bhakti Viksha servant leader here. And then Prasadam devotees, people say that they'll come, and this is a small town, they won't come. And then we cook for Prasadam for 100 people, and suddenly 50 people will be there. Sometimes we cook for 50 people, suddenly 100 people will be there. Then I get stressed. How can I serve them better? Or what will I do with the leftover prasadam? Who will eat this prasadam? This is a small town. We cannot throw, we cannot give, we cannot distribute. So I keep begging all the devotees who have come, making ziplocs and putting them until, please take prasadam. I can't throw this. We cannot be disrespecting the prasadam. So this is one anxiety I have in my life. And the other anxiety, a prominent anxiety I have, which takes away my sleep and all, is speaking about Srimati Radharani and speaking about Nityananda Mahaprabhu. I don't know why it is, but these two, I get very worried. And I observed myself. I was trying to sleep from 9:30 last night. I could not sleep. Then I got up, and then I thought, anyway, I'm not sleeping. So let me go and read more about Srimati Radharani. And I was just engrossing myself in reading about Srimati Radharani and Krishna. And then I was like, let me not stop reading about this. So all these things you will find in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, many places. There are many scriptures where we find reference of Srimati Radharani. And the one important point why Sukadeva Goswami did not mention about Radharani in Srimad Bhagavatam is that Sukadeva Goswami was a pet parrot of Srimati Radharani. So whenever Krishna's words, so he was always with Radharani. So Radha word itself will make him faint in ecstasy. Like he's so devoted to her. So that's why he made a cautious effort that he will not speak about Radharani at all, because he has to speak for 7 days and 7 nights Srimad Bhagavatam for the deliverance of Parishad Maharaj. So if he starts speaking about Radharani, Sukadeva Goswami himself will faint in ecstasy. Like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whenever he think of Krishna, he used to faint. That is the love. We may be thinking that what is this all fainting business? Who will faint in love? We do faint. Did you ever see somebody I have seen people who lost their dearmost people, and then they faint. They get heart attacks also sometimes when they lose unexpectedly, suddenly their loved ones. So their love is what is making them faint. So Sukadeva Goswami has such kind of a love for Srimati Radharani. And he takes the Radha's word, he will go in ecstatic mood and he will faint and he will not be able to speak. So he made a conscious effort not to mention Srimati Radharani in Srimad Bhagavatam. But she is there indirectly, and she is there in many scriptures. So we should not come to the conclusion that some foolish people, as Prabhupada said, that, she's not mentioned directly in Srimad Bhagavatam, so she does not exist. No, it's not like that. And there is another misconception about Srimati Radharani is there in the for many people that, she's not married to Krishna. Actually, they both are divine couple. They don't need to act that act of marriage like how humans, we have a rules and regulations. Like that, they don't need to do that. But still, there is a reference in Brihad Bhagavat, I'm not mentioning the scripture name correctly. It's not Brihad Bhagavatam. It is one of the Bhavishya Purana or another Purana where Brahma presides over the marriage of Krishna and Radha. Nobody is allowed in to that marriage. Brahma presides over and he gets them both married. And Radharani, who is married to Abhimanyu, is Chaya Radharani. It's not Radharani herself. It's a Chaya Radharani. How like Chaya Sita. See, Ravana does not have capacity to touch Sita. Sita Devi is not so easily available for demons and all those people. it's a Chaya Sita. It's her image, her reflection is what went, not the original one. That's why when the Agni, after the war, when she has to come back to Lord Rama, she goes into the Agni and the original Sita comes out. So this is all mentioned in many places in scriptures. So do not go into the conception that, oh, they are not married. She was expressing the Parakiya Bhava, the highest ecstatic love for Krishna, which a lovers will have. Like even the formal arranged marriages also, the love is different there. And the two people who loved before marriage, that love is very different. There is a lot of what do you say, flexibility or right word I'm not getting in English. Like there is a lot of freedom between them. Like they call each other by names or they do each for each other. When it comes to an arranged marriage, now this generation people may not be knowing the difference between both. But in arranged marriage, we don't know the person before. We don't interact with him that much. So there is a formal relation that starts after the marriage, and then it goes in a very over the period of time you develop that love and that familiarity. That is the word I'm looking. That familiarity comes between husband and wife, and by the age of 50 or 60, they become friends. They'll be fighting in the morning and they are together in the evening, and they'll fight again in the night. It converts to that, but they will never leave each other. They are still together, but they love each other, but they have that familiarity with each other, that flexibility each other. That we can see between the interactions of Gopi and Krishna. Nobody has told Krishna like that. When Krishna teased Rukmini starts crying. But when Krishna teases Radharani and Gopis, they in return tease him. Like they will say that, okay, you killed a cow. Go and purify yourself and then come and play with us. Don't come and play with us before that. So they tell Krishna rules. The Gopis, they put rules for Krishna. They dominate him and they put rules for Krishna. But that is not the case when it comes to the queens of Rukmini and all the other queens. They are very formal, they are very humble, they are very different. The bhava is different. It is same Srimati Radharani expressing a different bhava when she is a Rukmini, and when she is a Gopi, she expresses that ecstatic love. So as I was saying, Vasudeva Krishna is there in Mathura and Dwaraka, and Krishna himself is in Vrindavan. So Radhika is there with him in Vrindavan. So we talked about divine appearance of Radhika, and we also talked about few qualities of Srimati Radharani, and then a few pastimes of Radha and Krishna we will touch. A very few, and then I'll try to conclude. A few pastimes of Radha and Krishna, their meeting at different vanas, how they meet in their youth. It is described in Garga Samhita. So Garga Samhita also describes about Srimati Radharani and many pastimes. You all know who is Gargamuni. Gargamuni is the one who predicts and names Krishna as Krishna when Krishna was born. And Krishna plays the flute, and all the gopis, include Radharani, they all get captivated. So that actually tells the divine connection between this couple, like awakening that spiritual love. All the time, all these gopis have a spiritual love. They don't have a physical, bodily, material love. That point we have to remove from our minds. So the meeting in Pandhiravana, the forest of Vrindavana, actually personify the forest of Vrindavana, or actually have witnessed the childhood pastimes of Krishna and the meeting of gopis and Krishna. And then Nauka Vihar that we do during the Janmashtami in all the temples. They take Radha and Krishna on the Nauka Vihar. So this is narrated in Padma Purana. Krishna intentionally rocked the boat, create waves to splash the water on the gopis. That pastime actually again increases the love between the Radha and Krishna and all the gopis. And stealing of the flute. Radharani steals Krishna's flute and puts it in her hair. This is also mentioned in Jayadeva Goswami's Gita Govindam. So Gita Govindam is another beautiful thing. And Puri, if anybody are from Puri, you all know that from in front of Lord Jagannath, people recite Gita Govindam. Jayadeva Goswami has written Jayadeva Goswami has witnessed even more. See, all these devotees, Krishna makes them realize when their hearts are purified, when their devotion is purified, Krishna manifests those pastimes inside them. They visualize them and they write them. It's not that their own mental speculations. Krishna shows them to them and they start writing them. So whenever these great devotees are praying, or whenever these great devotees are writing something, do not discard them saying that these are all speculations, these are all this is not what I am feeling, so these are not true. We are very contaminated in our devotion. We are in a apprenticeship. We are in a sadhana. We are sadhakas. For us, we have to force ourselves to remember Radha and Krishna. We have to put a time to chanting, then only we chant. But the pure devotees of Lord, they cannot stop chanting. They cannot stop thinking about Krishna. That doesn't happen for them at all. Their tongue automatically takes Krishna's name. Their mind automatically goes to Krishna. So that those pure devotees of the Lord Krishna manifests, reciprocates to them inside their heart. And then the Julan Yatra that we do, the Julan festival, put them in it is mentioned in Brahma Vaivatvar Purana, like how the devotees, the gopis takes turn and swing these divine couple, and then do that, and then hiding of Pula, and Rasa dance. Rasa dance is the biggest thing, which is also mentioned in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagvatam, where Krishna is there in between, he's there with every gopi. Krishna, one, he expands himself to the gopis, and they all were dancing in spiritual love. It's not again lust. It's not again material. It's all divine spiritual love. And it actually is a representation of pure devotees of Lord and Lord, how they exchange their devotion, how they immerse, absorbed in each other. That's what it displays, and how Lord reciprocates individually to each and every person. So we all have a separate individual relationship with Krishna, and Krishna reciprocates personally to us. We all have a special spot in Krishna's heart, and Krishna expands himself and reciprocates and responds in the same way to us. It is now our responsibility as a human form of life, holding the feet of Radharani, to revive that relationship with Krishna. And Krishna will not do any delay in reciprocating. Rasa dance is an example of that. All the gopis are an example of pure devotion and their unique relationship with Krishna. That we have to remember. And then her separation at Kurukshetra. So when Krishna leaves Vrindavan and goes to Mathura and Dwarka, all the gopis, they cannot live actually. They were so, they were thinking more about Krishna at that time, Vipralamba Bhava. And then Radha meets Krishna at Kurukshetra war, and she tries to pull his chariot back to Vrindavan. That's why we all celebrate the Jagannath Rath Yatra. That is the mood, like how the Radha or how the gopis are pulling the cart to Vrindavan. Like that, we have to pull the Lord into our hearts. So that pastimes also she shows how these devotees are longing for Krishna. Because we don't have that separation feeling from Krishna. Today, if we don't chant, we don't really miss chanting. We just go about and saying that, oh, I am so busy with my material life. Let me continue with it life. Tomorrow I'll cover those malas. But that's not the case of the pure devotees of the Lord. And my dear devotees, we all have to remember one important thing. The day we miss chanting, the day we miss hearing about Krishna, the day we miss chanting his leelas and pastimes, we actually passed a day not as a human. We passed all our day in eating, mating, sleeping, and defending, which also animals does. The rarest human form that we have got is wasted. We wasted one day. Can any of us buy a minute from anywhere? But we waste so much time on so many unnecessary things because we don't know the value of human form of life. Human form of life is meant to revive our divine relationship with the Lord and go and grab that spot in the Lord's heart and express our pure love and devotion to the Lord and get that reciprocation from the Lord. And what we are doing, that is what actually our soul is hankering for. Our soul is all the time hankering for that divine love, and we are, as a body, saying that find that love in the material relationships, which we will never get. However close relation it may be, your children or your mother or father or husband or wife, if you stop serving them, if you are rude to them, if you don't care about them, they will stop. They'll not talk to you nicely. They'll not reciprocate. Those relationships all have a beginning and end. The only relationship that does not have a beginning and end, and that does not judge us, that is always ready for us, is Krishna. Krishna is always ready to reciprocate. But we are the one who is not wanting that, who is not seeking that. He is always ready there, stating as a Paramatma, but we are not. So the flower picking. So they both go to the forest and pick the flowers, Radha and Krishna. And this pastime is also mentioned in Gita Govindam. And then Krishna dresses as a gopi, as Radha. When Radha's family was restricting her to meet Krishna, then Krishna goes as a Radha. And then there is one in this Radha Krishna Prana Mora Jugala Kishora. So Yugala Kishore, they are together. So in that song, there is one mention of Radharani offering betel nuts to Krishna. So even Tambula Seva, that small Seva also can give an immense pleasure to the to Krishna and devotees. And Holi is another pastime where all the gopis and gopas celebrate. And then Radha Kund and Shama Kund. This is a beautiful pastime, you all know, right? Like when Krishna kills that bull, Radharani says that Krishna is contaminated now. Krishna is contaminated and he is full of sins. That is so beautiful and cute. Krishna, who removes the sins, is full of sins now. So she says, go and take bath in all the holy rivers. Then Krishna orders all the holy rivers to come, and he does the Shama Kunda, where he takes dip. Then Radharani says that I also want my own Kunda. And she strives with her gopis to dig the Radha Kunda. Then Krishna again orders all the rivers to come into Radha Kunda. So Radha Kunda is very dear to Krishna. Then Shamakunda. So it's very, very dear to Krishna, and it is mentioned in Upadesamrita, Nectar of Devotion by Rupa Goswami. So Radha's seva to Krishna is the highest, a standard set for all the devotees. There is no other best. Only Radharani is the best. So all of us, we all should try to get mercy of Radharani so that we all can serve Krishna selflessly. And we always do any service that we are doing for the pleasure of the Lord and not for pleasure of us. And if we are dressing, she dresses up like for Krishna. So these are the few things she likes, like dressing up for Krishna, serving Krishna, cooking for Krishna, singing and dancing for Krishna, everything for Krishna. There is nothing for herself there. Making flower garlands for Krishna and going around. And Radharani is very fond of those devotees who serve Krishna also. And she's selfless, always Krishna in the sense. She's always remembering Krishna. Her love for Krishna is intense. It's not like, why it is intense? A moment of separation also will make her faint. She cannot forget even second. She curses her eyelids also that she can't constantly see Krishna. So there is no existence of her without Krishna. That's her mood. So on this day of Srimati Radharani's appearance, we all ask Radharani to shower her causeless mercy on us and teach us how to serve Lord with selfless love, with pure devotion. How do I do that? How do I revive my own relationship with Krishna, Srimati Radharani? Can you please teach me? Can you please help me? Can you make me think of Krishna like that? And with an unwavering dedication. Radharani never gave up. Gopis, they never cared. As soon as they hear the flute of Krishna, they did not say that, oh, I am cooking, I'm having milk on the stove. I'll take care of the milk and then go to Krishna. I'm feeding my child. I'm going to finish my feeding and going. We do like that. When anybody asks us to come and do service, we will say that, oh, I have this important thing going on in my life. Let me take care of this and then I'll see if I can serve. That's not the case with the gopis. They leave everything and they'll go for Krishna first. Krishna is their first priority. So that should be the life of the devotees also. We should keep Krishna as priority. If we cannot leave everything and go, at least the first thing in the day, we should think about Krishna. We should chant the holy names of the Lord because we are in the sadhana stage. So that unwavering dedication and devotion we should bring, we should get, which we should learn from Srimati Radharani and her service attitude. That we should learn. And then how she is compassionate about everybody. She has special compassion, not just for Krishna, but all the living entities. She's mother. She's ready to shower her compassion on all of us. Like how a mother, like father and mother, sometimes kids find comfortable to approach mother. Mother may be very scary, scolding and all, but she understands immediately the situation of the child. And she puts herself in the position of the child, and she recommends to father also. Like that, Srimati Radharani also will do that. And we all should learn the humbleness. I ask her to bless us with that humbleness, and then that surrenderance feeling, and that pure consciousness and that love for Krishna. So we pray to Srimati Radharani today to bless all of us with those qualities, so that when we are chanting the holy names of the Lord, every mantra, every word that we are saying is filled with love to the divine couple, and in a humble mood, begging for their mercy, because this Maya is so strong. It pulls us away and makes us go into this material world and seek material pleasures and take birth again and again. We do the same thing in every lifetime with a different name, with a different body, and we suffer here. The existence in material world is not just an existence of happiness. It comes with suffering also. The only existence of happiness is in the divine spiritual world. When we revive our relationship with Krishna, and when we engage in the loving, pure devotional service to the Lord, that is the whole purpose we got this human form of life. And that should be the goal of the human form of life, that I will not waste a single day of my human form of life living like an animal, just spending my time in eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. Today, if I did not take Krishna's name, if I did not hear about Krishna's pastime, if I did not engage myself in Krishna's service, I'm not going to sleep. However difficult it may be, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make my human form of life perfect, successful, and then at least get next life as a human and revive my relationship. That's when the soul will be happy. The soul is hankering for that love. The soul is hankering for that happiness which it gets when it is united with Krishna, not with the material things. And we are directing the soul towards the material things and reminding the soul to be more and more like a body, where the human form of life is to remind ourselves to live like a soul, not as a body. So my dear devotees, all of us today will pray holding the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani to shower her mercy on us. And then we all serve Krishna. And then I will end with this wonderful line from Radha Krupa Kataksha Stotram. Whenever I read this, I feel like reading again and again, again and again, again and again. I don't know why I get struck there, and I say always this line again and again. Makheshwari, Kriyeshwari, Swadeshwari, Sureshwari, Triveda Bharatishwari, Paramasashaneshwari, Rameshwari, Shameshwari, Rameshwari, Shameshwari, Pramoda Kananeshwari, Vrajeshwari, Vrajadipe, Sriradhike Namostute. When you say that Vrajeshwari, like Ishwari of Vraja, Vrindavan, Vrajadipe, and Sriradhike Namostute. So she is the, I just get tears, I don't know. Vrajeshwari, she's the Ishwari of the Vraja. And then she's the one and only authority of Vraja. She is the supreme Lord in Vraja. That's why in Vrindavan, we see Radha, Radha, Radha. So she is the queen of Vrindavan. Sri Radhike, who is very dear to Krishna, Namostute. So this is again from Radha Krupa Kataksha Stotram. So there are so many wonderful verses in Radha Krupa Kataksha Stotram. Today, if you all can, go and read Radha Krupa Kataksha Stotram or listen to it. And whoever does that, what is the benediction they get? The benediction is that they will see Shama Sundara with their own eyes. So they will get like तेन स तत्क्षणद् एव च तुष्टधाते महावरं तेन पश्यति नेत्राभ्यं तत्प्रियं श्यामसुन्दरं. So we will get we will see Krishna face to face, and we will be entering into the ecstatic pastimes of Srimati Radha. Nitya Leela Pravesham. We will enter into their pastimes. We will get permission to enter into their pastimes. So pure Vaishnavas does not seek anything more than this. So that's what this Radha Krupa Kataksha Stotram is all about. So the people in Vrindavan, they chant this often, like as an anthem. So at least today we all can chant this. If we can't chant, we can play it in the YouTube and listen to it and read the meaning of it. Because once we read the meaning of it, we understand. If we don't read the meaning and the words, we don't know. Ananta Koti Vishnu Loka Namra Padma Charchite, who is humbly bowed to all the Lord. So she's the one like Himadrija, Pulomaja, Virinchija, Varaprade. So there are wonderful verses which Lord Shiva says this to Parvati. So you all can go ahead and read. So I'm going to stop here, my dear devotees. Anybody have any questions? I won't say questions, but yeah, if I know, I will answer. If I don't know, I will find out and answer. And then any comments or any corrections or anybody wants to share anything, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, the lecture was so beautiful. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I just have no words how to say thank you, and just such a captivating lecture, and obviously the subject is Radharani, so just very, very beautiful. Just a very quick question. I'm not even a devotee. I'm just very ignorant. So I thought in Canto 10 there are even there's no mention of Radharani. That was my question in Bhagvatam Canto 10.
There is no direct mention of Radharani there.
Okay.
In the verses.
Okay.
But Acharyas have decoded them and mentioned how this particular verse I read, where it says that Krishna took service from all the gopis, and there is one gopi who has Krishna is very dear, take dearly. So that's how it is mentioned.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. It's all Radharani's mercy and Krishna's mercy. Thank you so much.
Yes, definitely. I struggle with my 16 rounds, and like you said, I waste so much time on reels and this and that. I mean, I'll keep listening about Krishna on those, but first comes chanting, and there are days when I'll say, okay, I'll do the 6 rounds are left, I'll do it the next day, and then the next day I do it, but sometimes I don't do it. Then I'm not initiated, then I skip. So I always ask devotees to pray for me. The only thing that I can do my 16 rounds. That's the struggle, and because I have some health problems also, so sometimes I'm really not well genuinely. So, but still, I really want to work on my 16 rounds. So if whenever, I mean, I'm insignificant, but I just need devotees' blessing because that's how I'll progress. So that's all.
Hari Bol. May Radharani bless you with that, Mataji.
Thank you.
She's very merciful. She will help us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for this so beautiful class and so many things one didn't know, and really appreciated. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Radhe Radhe. And Mataji, also wanted to ask you, was that story behind Radha Kund and Krishna Kund? Could you mind telling us that story? The bull thing that you said?
I forgot the name of that bull, which Krishna, not Denuka. Denuka is a donkey. He kills a bull. I always forget. I referred yesterday that name and I forget. So Krishna kills a bull demon. That was coming. If we go to Canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll find that. Denuka is an ass demon. there is one demon which is a bull. So Krishna kills that bull demon, and then these gopis and these the girls, the all the friends of Srimati Radharani. I forgot to mention one thing. Thanks, Mataji. I'll mention this quickly. Astasakis of Srimati Radharani. You know, it's very, very important to take at least their names. They are the prime. These group are like a primary, if we can say, a gang of people who kind of bully Krishna, we can say in a normal words. Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Champakalata, Tunga Vidya, Induleka, Rangadevi, and Sudevi. I try myself hard to remember all these names, and I cannot point to them unless I see a picture. I won't remember to them. The 8 members, the Ashtasakis of Rupavarani. So all these people, these Ashtasakis and Radharani, especially this Lalita and Vishaka, one of them is very dominating type. They will say to Krishna that you became now sinful because you have killed a cow. I mean, bull is not like really a cow, but they say that you have killed a sacred. You have killed now. You have become a sinful person. So you don't come and play with us. If we interact, if we make friendship with you and we play with you, we will also become sins. So you have to go now, first take bath in all the holy places, holy rivers. Then you come back to us. That's what they say. And then Krishna will invoke all the holy places from everywhere to come. So that's when he digs this Shamakunda. He and his friends do that Shamakunda. And then he takes bath in that. So he says that, oh, now I am purified. I took bath in that. And she sees that, Radharani sees that, and then she says that, I also want my own kunda, like, my own river. And then she starts digging. She and her Ashtasakis, they all start digging the soil. And then Krishna also asks all the rivers, Yamuna, Ganga, Saraswati, all these rivers to also go to there. And then he takes bath in that also. And then that's how he relishes that. And then in Nectar of Devotion, glories of Radhakunda and Shamakunda are mentioned. Even in Nectar of Instruction, Rupa Goswami, one last verse in Nectar of Instruction, if I remember correctly, mentions about the glories of Radhakunda, which there it says that Radhakunda is, I found that verse. I can just, so the last 2 verse in Nectar of Instruction. These are the good books, Mataji. I don't know if anybody didn't read, we should read these books by Rupa Goswami. So, so in this verse, the 11th, the 10th verse says, among the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the most dear to Krishna. Her kunda is as profoundly dear to Lord Krishna as this most beloved of the gopis, who then will not reside at Radha Kunda and in a spiritual body surcharged with ecstatic devotional feelings, render loving service to the divine couples, we see Radha Govinda. Their Astakaliya Leela, their eternal eightfold daily pastimes. Indeed, those who execute devotional service on the banks of Radha Kunda are most fortunate people in the universe. Even the Radha Krupa Kataksha Stotram, the Palastuti, they say, whoever goes and takes a dip inside that Radha Kunda, like the practicing devotees, like sadhakas like us, who recites this tava 100 times, situated in the waters of Radha Kundra up to the thighs, navel, or chest. The deeper that we go, like we will attain that Purushardhas, Dharmartha, Kama, Moksha, and also attain the power by which we get everything that we speak is true, and then we become opulent. So Radhika blesses us. So Radha Kunda is very, very purifying. But I don't know now, whoever is going to Brindavan goes and takes dip. We are not allowed, I think, on all the days. We just sprinkle the water of Radha Kunda on our.
So Mataji, sorry for interrupting, but
Yeah.
I thought I sprinkle the water whenever I go there, but I thought we are not allowed to take a bath in Radhakund. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
that's what even I remember, but I went long back. Radharani has to shower mercy to come. I went 4-5 years back and I did not take bath. I only sprinkled the water, and I don't think still we can take bath, but
I mean,
I don't know now what it is.
people were taking bath. It was not that they were not, but I thought somehow in ISKCON, that's how I understood that I'm not supposed to take bath in Radha
Yeah,
Kund. I'm
even
not
I
sure.
didn't take because I found myself like I was going around and I went Radhakund. I felt myself not clean to go and take dip. I
Yeah.
mean, like I was walking around, I was having so I didn't take a dip. I just sprinkled the water because
Yeah.
for some reason I felt. And actually, Chitra Mataji has mentioned Arishtasura. Yes, thank you, Mataji, for that. I always forget this this demon. There are so many demons Krishna killed. That is the demon which he killed is a bull.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. And the other thing is, Mataji, Radha Kund is regular in shape, like rectangular, I think. But Sham Kund is, they say, is Tera, is like, not a
Oh, is
regular
it?
because of
Okay.
Lord Krishna, the way of he stands. Is that right?
Oh, okay. I didn't
No.
notice that, but I have to see that fact. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
But
Krishna.
I felt I went in the afternoon, but I felt so actually should say that that feeling of being in near Radhakund and Shamkund is still in my memory, like which gives me like as if like purifying effect and like closer to Krishna and Radha. So that feeling that I caught near Radhakund and Shamkund.
Yeah. Beautiful. And it's right next to Govardhan Hill, right?
Ah,
When
yeah.
you take the parikrama, you come there. So yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Mandarat Pranam to you, Shubhapat ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you for enlightening us so much nicely that we can serve Radhaji through serving devotees today. I have some services in the temple. So, you put me in the mood on the,
Very good.
yeah, thank you so much. You're making some nice apple pie and, ice cream. A
Very
lot of
good.
devotees serve ice cream and cake. I
Uh-huh.
don't know, this side, Florida side. Alachua temple, they serve nice ice cream and cake on this day.
Very
And
good.
yeah, Mataji. And it's so beautiful. Like, I mean, I don't know, when we think of Radha and Krishna, no, it's like we really feel incomplete when we only think of Krishna. Like normally what happens, anything happens, we'll say, oh, Krishna. But when Radha's, we think of Radharani, that love is developed. That love is there. And she's like everybody's mother, actually. And it's just amazing, your class, so many points you mentioned and put us in this very sweet mood for today. And thank you so much, Mataji. And like I also visited all these places once in my life, Radha Kund, Sham Kund. And it's most of the people don't observe these rules and all. They'll go and take a bath and all that. But like Srila Prabhupada has actually given us this moment of where we have to protect ourselves. Maya is strong, and like he doesn't want us to commit any sins. So that way, we are really sheltered and protected under the devotees. Like we can just take some water. And so one devotee told me, you can put your japa mala, and dip your japa mala. I don't know how far that is true. So I did that because the person who was showing me is also from ISKCON. So I took my mala and I put it in the, I wetted a little bit, my japa mala. So like that. And then, yeah, our feet should not touch. So this but it's so nice sometimes, staying in America here, especially hearing your class today and hearing about all these Sham Kund, Radha Kund. You really feel that you want to go there only and stay there. I can imagine the bhav there. And I remember when I went there, so there are these small gullies, right? You have to walk and go because the car doesn't go there, car or
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
So I saw these ladies there, and they had these raisins, yellow color raisins on the carts. So I was just wondering, and every place you go to, like, where Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill, in the Govardhan Parikrama, like every place you'll find something different. It's so amazing. And, like they're selling these fruits on the cart, and the lady saying, ye to yahin par milte hain, aap leke jaiye. So I wish I had stayed for longer and, purchased those raisins and different things from there. And is just beautiful. Like Vrindavan is so nice. It's so peaceful and nice. Now people are saying it's getting commercialized, but somehow still, I feel it's a best vacation to go to. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji, for the wonderful class. The short time you prepared. And normally Mataji is never on the call on Sunday, but today, with Radharani's mercy on all of us, we had Mataji Association on a Sunday, which is Radha Ashtami Day. So if anybody else has any question, comments, otherwise we can end the call and continue with our services, And I was also like when Mataji was mentioning about struggling with 16 rounds. So like we should try to finish our rounds in the morning. If not, then before 9 we should make a target. If not before 9, then before 12. Today we are fasting anyway, so before 12 we could finish up other days also. Beyond noon time we should not go, because then I don't know what Maharaj was mentioning to me, before noon your round should finish. And there's another Prabhuji said before 9, and then some people say before the sunrise. Different timings are there, but like I like that point that we should not eat and drink or anything before we finish our rounds. So thank you so much for mentioning
Oh,
that.
no, Madhuri, that is only when your health supports. If somebody is
Yeah.
having health issues, and no, I mean to say that, let's not sleep at the end of the day if we don't finish. Be determined more. The reason I
Yes.
don't take it as a literal meaning, like you should not, because sometimes you may not have energy. Like, especially on the Janmashtami days, like 12 o'clock, I was there in the Janmashtami program until 2 o'clock, and you wake up and chant early in the morning. Your rounds will be slow because you are so tired. So then go eat and then sit down and chant. So also based on your circumstances. Like some people, mornings may be busy for them. They may have small children. They may have elderly people to take care. So the point and the principle behind this is that keep your rounds as priority, and whenever your immediate important things are done in your life, immediately go, or plan your day in such a way that if your busy schedule starts from 7 o'clock, wake up little early and chant. Or if your mornings are very busy, if you are in a shift system, and if your mornings are very busy, then keep a time aside in the evenings. Sit down, fully dedicate yourself and chant. And we don't go to bed or don't go to any kind of enjoyments or any material things until you finish your rounds. Remove all the unnecessary things, because we do that. Many people do that. I have seen many people do everything else and they push chanting to the night, and by then they get very tired and they don't chant. So whenever and wherever we are getting a free time, apart from the needful things that we have to do, like if you have to go to a job, you have to go, you have to take care of children, you have to cook your lunch and dinner, you have to do all those things, needful things, and we spent a lot of times on unnecessary things. Those are all things that we have to stop. If we didn't finish our chanting that day, we have to sit down and chant and finish that, and most we can postpone to next day. Other than that, we should not, and we try somehow or the other, we should show that determination in chanting. Then pray to Krishna and Radharani that help me. Then slowly they will make things work for us. They will increase our determination. They will give us ideas how we can chant, where we can chant. There were days when I have small children, like my children was 1 year old and I have 3 children. So I used to chant even when I dropped my son for piano. I used to sit outside and focus and chant and finish 2 rounds. So wherever and whenever we can steal some time, we have to sit down and chant. We steal time and engage in watching the phone. People are so restless. If 1 hour they don't watch their phone, they go and watch the phone first. They steal time to watch the phone. We should change that attitude and steal our time. Oh, I got 5 minutes time. Let me sit down and chant. I have 8 minutes time. Let me sit down and chant. So we should do like that. And slowly, when we are doing like that, our life becomes settled and we get determined and we start working around and we can dedicate, and slowly, slowly we come to chanting to Brahma Muhurta. Maybe not everybody can chant in Brahma Muhurta. If somebody has to go to work by 6 o'clock, how will they sit down and chant 16 rounds in the morning? It may not be possible for them, but at least 1 round is possible. So we should do that. We should start our day with that. Even like for anybody, at least 1 round will be possible. 1 round we should do and say that, Krishna, you are the first thing for me in my life. And then we can go on. So that's what I mean. And That's what it is.
Thank you, Mataji. I like the word you mentioned about the steal time. We have to steal the time and bring it to chanting. Steal the time. Nice. And I was also hearing about one. If you have like a container, and in that container, like if there are small rocks and big rocks, what will you put before? Will you put small rocks? So you put the big rock first. So big rock is like chanting priority. And then what will happen is the small rocks that go into the container will go here and there and make adjustments. So Krishna's chanting is like the big rock, and then other things in the life is like, they will adjust here and there. So I just remembered when you mentioned this. Thank you so much, Mataji, for mentioning about chanting. And it's so nice on this forum because it's not like the Mataji was talking, I forgot her name, but it's for us, all of us, it's a struggle. And, we are all Prabhupada's family, and we have to, Krishna likes the struggle. It's nice that, we have to make ways and means. And, but for some people, I know it's not a struggle, 16 or for some it is, but at least we are doing it. We're under the Prabhupada Ashraya, and at least minimum 16 rounds we are doing, and that'll benefit our spiritual life, because otherwise there were 64 rounds to do, 32 rounds to do. But Prabhupada has been so merciful to us, and anyway 24 hours are there, so 2 hours we can always give, easily. I mean, people will go and spend watch a movie, 2.5 hours movie, or they'll sit and gossip, or they'll sit on the phone, and 2 hours will go away like that. Just the time is completely wasted. But giving it to Krishna is never wasted. So yes, Mataji. So anybody has any question, comments? Otherwise, we will end the call. It's almost 9 o'clock. Okay, so we offer prayers to all the devotees who joined today on auspicious day of Radha Ashtami. Vancha kalpatarubhishcha kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo nama. Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda ki jai. Shri Prabhupada jai.
Jai.
Grace Swarna Malini Manjari Mataji ki
Yeah,
jai.
thank you so much,
Jai.
Mataji. Such a wonderful,
Thank you.
beautiful class.
Thank you, Mataji, for engaging me.
Yeah, I'm here in the kitchen. You were now in the
Oh,
kitchen.
yeah. Thank you,
So, listening
Mataji.
your class.
I'm so happy to see the video that you sent. Morning lesson from New Vrindavan. Thank
Mataji.
you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Radha
Hare
Ashtami,
Krishna.
Radha Ashtami. Nice to see you.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Happy
Krishna.
Happy Radha Ashtami.
Mataji ki jai.
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 We
Thank
have
you
to,
so much.
we have to
Hare
enjoy with
Krishna.
Radha and Krishna, enjoy together with them today. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Hari Bol.
Bol.
Bol, Hare.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.